Hot water is one of those things that feels invisible until it isn't there. The moment a shower turns lukewarm or the utility bill spikes, the water heater suddenly matters. Tankless units promise endless hot water and better efficiency. Tank models offer lower upfront cost and dependable simplicity. Here's what matters: how each system heats water, how it affects bills and comfort, what installation involves, and how the choice fits the space, the household, and the long game. How they work. A tank water heater keeps a reserve of hot water ready in a large insulated cylinder, reheating it as the temperature drops, so it's always on standby. That stored heat is convenient, but it also means the system sips energy all day, even when no one is using hot water. A tankless heater flips the script by firing burners or energizing elements only when a tap opens, moving cold water across a heat exchanger and sending it out hot a few seconds later. No storage, less standby loss, and heat only when needed. The trade-off is flow rate. A tankless unit has to keep up in real time, so sizing and simultaneous use matter. Energy efficiency and operating costs. Here's what matters on the bill. Every bit of heat lost from a tank is paid for again and again. Tankless units avoid that by running only on demand, which is why they generally deliver lower monthly energy costs in homes with regular hot water use. In regions with high utility rates, or in households where showers, dishwashing, and laundry happen daily, the savings add up over the years. Tanks can still be reasonable if hot water use is modest or intermittent, but as usage climbs, the efficiency edge of tankless grows harder to ignore. Upfront cost and installation. The economics start with the check written on day one. Tank heaters usually win on sticker price and installation simplicity, especially as a direct replacement for an existing tank of similar type. Tankless units often cost more to buy and may require upgrades: larger gas lines, proper venting for high BTU output, condensate handling on high-efficiency models, or substantial electrical service for whole-home electric tankless. When a house is already set up for a tank, swap-in costs stay low. When planning a long ownership horizon, the higher initial spend for tankless can be justified by energy savings and longer service life. Lifespan and maintenance. If longevity is the lens, tankless typically lasts longer. Many tankless units reach about 20 years or more with proper maintenance, while tanks tend to live around a decade or a bit longer before corrosion and mineral wear push them into replacement territory. Maintenance is different, not heavier. Tank heaters benefit from periodic flushing and anode rod checks, while tankless heaters need annual descaling in hard water areas, plus a simple inline filter cleaning if installed. Water chemistry matters for both. Hard water shortens service life unless it's managed. Performance and hot water availability. This is where expectations must be set. A well-sized tankless unit can supply endless hot water, but only up to its rated flow and temperature rise at once. 3 showers and a dishwasher might stretch a single unit, particularly in cold climate winters where incoming water is frigid. A tank heater, on the other hand, can run multiple fixtures at strong flow until the stored hot water is gone, at which point recovery time kicks in. If the home has back-to-back showers and heavy simultaneous use, either a properly sized tankless, sometimes 2 in parallel, or a larger, faster recovery tank solves the bottleneck. The key is sizing to peak demand, not average use. Space and placement. Space is a real constraint in many homes. Tankless wins here almost every time. Wall-mounted, compact, and out of the way. That can free up a closet or corner of a garage for storage or tools. Tank heaters need a footprint, clearances, and a place where a large cylinder can live safely and drain if something goes wrong. In small homes or urban apartments, the small form factor of tankless is a decisive practical advantage. Water quality considerations. Minerals in water do not care about hardware preferences. In tank systems, sediment accumulates at the bottom, affecting efficiency and potentially damaging the tank if ignored. In tankless systems, scale coats heat exchangers, cutting performance and stressing the unit. The fix is different but simple. Flush tanks periodically to remove sediment and descale tankless units annually where hardness warrants it. If the water is very hard, a softener or a scale reduction system pays for itself by preserving efficiency and extending life. Safety and leak risk. Tanks can leak as they age, and when they do, the volume of stored water turns a slow failure into a flooring problem. Pan drains and leak detectors help, but the risk is inherent to storing dozens of gallons under pressure. Tankless reduces that specific risk because there's no stored volume, though any plumbing appliance can develop leaks at connections. Combustion safety is also a consideration. Proper venting, clearances, and air supply are non-negotiable for gas units, whether tank or tankless. Fuel types and options. Both formats come in gas and electric, but the realities differ. Gas tankless units provide high output and are the most common whole home choice when gas is available. Electric tankless units require substantial amperage for whole home service and are often better suited for point-of-use or small homes unless the electrical service is upgraded. Tanks offer gas and electric too, and there's a wild card worth noting: heat pump water heaters. They're technically tank type, but can be far more efficient than standard electric, with the trade-off of slower recovery and the need for adequate space and air volume. Noise and comfort factors. Tank units generally sit quietly and cycle burners or elements occasionally. Tankless units make noise only when running, with fan and burner sounds that are noticeable but brief. Some people notice a cold water sandwich with tankless systems, where a short burst of cooler water appears between cycles. Good installation practices and recirculation strategies can mitigate that. If immediate hot water at distant fixtures is important, a recirculation loop paired with either type can tighten response time. Sizing and planning. Sizing is not guesswork. For tanks, think in gallons and recovery rate. A busy household may favor a larger tank or faster recovery to avoid the post-shower cooldown. For tankless, calculate peak flow in gallons per minute and the required temperature rise from incoming water to target output. A home in a cold climate needs more capacity than the same home in a warm climate. Large homes sometimes benefit from two smaller tankless units in parallel or split zones to balance demand and provide redundancy. Costs over time. Money talks across the full life cycle. Tanks usually cost less upfront and more to run, with earlier replacement. Tankless usually costs more upfront and less to run, with later replacement. If the plan is to move soon or keep monthly bills secondary to initial budget, a tank can make sense. If the plan is to stay put, manage utility costs, save space, and avoid midlife replacement, tankless grows compelling. Rebates and local energy prices can tilt the math either way, so a quick look at local incentives and fuel rates is worthwhile. Which one makes sense? Here's the quick guidance. Choose tankless if long-term ownership, limited space, and consistent daily hot water use describe the home, and if installation upgrades are feasible. It delivers efficiency, continuous hot water within its capacity, and a clean footprint on the wall. Choose a tank if upfront budget is the priority, the home is already set up for a tank, or peak demand is high but brief and predictable, where a bigger tank with solid recovery will keep mornings smooth without replumbing. There's also a hybrid path. For electric-only homes, a heat pump water heater can deliver tank convenience with major efficiency gains over standard electric. Bottom line, the better choice is the one that matches the home's realities, usage patterns, space, fuel availability, and time horizon. Tankless rewards planning, sizing, and a bit more initial spend with lower bills and longer service life. Tanks reward simplicity and budget with reliable hot water and predictable installation. Decide based on the peak hour, not the average day, and the right option becomes obvious.